Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Every year it's always an emotional roller coaster for sure. It's always really sad, but also a safe place for us to go to, just to be with other people who feel what we feel.
This year will mark the 12th year for the Head for the Cure 5K in San Antonio. The race has grown over the years, giving many other families a way to remember and honor their loved ones.
Including for that woman right there, you see Naomi Olivares, whose son passed away from brain cancer when he was just 11 years old. Now, how Naomi is getting some support for some Holmes High School students at this year's 5K. That's ahead on GMSA.
All right, with that, we welcome you in. It is Friday, and I'm a little tongue-tied. I think some of us are sleep-deprived from the late Cowboys game last night.
Yes, understandable. I think a lot of people, even if you didn't stay for the whole
I didn't, but I stayed up later than I normally do.
Same here, and I also thought, in the beginning, I was like, oh, wow, they're going to pull it off.
Super Bowl.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then I woke up this morning, I saw the score. I'm like, okay, it did not happen.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Just one game.
True,
so we're not canceling any playoff plans yet. But you might have to think about your plans for the weekend here as it relates to the weather. Shelby is in for Justin today to break it all down. First live cam, though, outside. There are clouds.
Yeah,
and,
that's good.
You know,
There were also clouds at the games last night.
In Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia,
too.
there was some rain before the game, and then the game got put on a delay because of the lightning. Now, for us, we are expecting some light to moderate rainfall and even some heavy rainfall at times this weekend, so it might be a little inconvenient. But let's take a look outside right now in San Antonio. Temperature still sitting in those 70, 79 degrees in San Antonio, 82 in New Braunfels, 81 in Del Rio. So we're still sitting fairly normal, and we're going to continue to increase much like we're used to by 90 degrees already by lunchtime. Seeing the cloud coverage at least lighten up a little bit, seeing those mostly clear skies by lunchtime, and that's going to continue as we head throughout the rest of your afternoon for most of us here in South Central Texas. But we're starting to see a light layer of that cirrus cloud come through, and with that you see these sundogs. And we had this KSAT Connect picture from Mercedes Ray. Thank you for submitting it. We had the little rainbow along the side and the outskirts of the sun, and that's called a sundog. When you get higher level clouds across the country, there's little ice particles associated with it. And as the sun hits those ice particles, it reflects a little rainbow. Traditionally, you see them in the wintertime when you get snow or even hail because there's ice particles, but the clouds were so high last night that they already had ice particles in it, so we were able to see some sundogs for most of us in San Antonio, and that's because of this. It's post-tropical cyclone Lorena. I'll talk about what you can expect for your afternoon, how long the cloud coverage will stay, and take a look at the weekend rain chances coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Shelby. We'll take a quick look out there with a TransSky, looking at some of our cameras. There is I-35 at Division, so there was a crash that happened there earlier about 8 in the morning. Looks like things are starting to move there, so not too bad. Some of the other cameras around town, there's Highway 90 looking good over there, and no problems on the TxDOT website.
Well, more than 800 bills have taken effect here in Texas this week, and many of them impact education as districts across the state struggle to make changes based off guidance issued by the Texas Education Agency.
Well, the superintendent of Northeast ISD talked about some of the biggest changes while making sure the best interest of the students remained the main priority.
Yes, so public school funding, school vouchers, classroom religious displays, cell phone bans, and parental rights are just some of the wide-ranging topics school districts are having to comply with now. Dr. Sean Micah in Northeast ISD says that they've been working hard with their legal teams to comply with everything and make sure that their staff is also educated about all of the changes.
We're making certain to communicate out to our principals what's going on and keeping them abreast. And in fact, as we're sitting here talking, our attorney is doing a presentation right now to them about all the different bills that are out there. Just making certain that everybody feels comfortable with what's going on and how to handle issues when they arise.
Well, one of the biggest bills affecting education is Senate Bill 12, and Senate Bill 12 that expands parental rights in public education, but also does so much more like banning DEI programs, redistricting student clubs focused on gender identity and sexual orientation. And it also prohibits public school employees from supporting a student's transition, which includes using pronouns or nicknames that do not align with their birth sex.
Now, Dr. Micah says that this was all put in place by Northeast ISD and their legal team.
Well, also a tragic situation at Northeast ISD High School after the district says a teacher from MacArthur High passed away after suffering a medical emergency at the start of the school day.
Yeah, so this was yesterday morning, and MacArthur's principal sent families a letter letting them know what happened. The medical examiner's office has identified that teacher as 65-year-old Timothy Kitterman. According to MacArthur's website, Kitterman was an American Sign Language teacher and was named Teacher of the Year back in 2019.
Well, first responders tried to save his life, but they were unsuccessful. The school district will send its crisis intervention team to the high school campus to help anyone who needs that support. All right, here's today's 9 at 9.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faced tough questioning yesterday before the Senate Finance Committee amid chaos at the CDC and his controversial views on vaccines. A longtime vaccine skeptic, Secretary Kennedy clashed with both Democrats and Republicans who questioned his handling of vaccine policy. He spent about 3 hours defending himself just days after CDC Director Susan Monarez was fired and major changes were made to COVID-19 vaccine access. Democrats quickly slammed his leadership. Several Republicans, including 2 doctors on the committee, also raised concerns about his actions.
Well, the Justice Department is stepping up this intervention security along the northern border. Attorney General Bondi announced that federal agents are being deployed to New York and Vermont to tackle a rise in human smuggling along the U.S. border.
So now Bondi had said that some of these same cartels labeled foreign terrorist organizations at the southern border are now operating routes through Canada. Customs and Border Protection data shows that trafficking attempts into New York and Vermont have increased since 2023. President Trump is set to sign an executive order today to rename the Pentagon. A White House official says the Defense Department will be renamed the Department of War. This announcement follows the president's recent statement that his administration plans to make the change. Early economic data for August is not looking great for the economy. New figures released show that private sector businesses slowed down hiring sharply last month. Payroll company ADP reported they added only about half as many jobs as they did in July. The Labor Department also reported first-time unemployment claims rose to an 11-week high. Plus, last month saw the most layoff announcements in August since the Great Recession in the late 2000s. Electricity prices are skyrocketing, rising more than twice as fast as inflation. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says prices have jumped 5.5% over the last year. The main reason, the massive data centers powering the AI boom are driving up demand. Some parts of the country are feeling it even more. In Maine and New Jersey, electricity costs have spiked about 25%. In Wyoming and Utah, residents are paying around 15% more. Research shows about 1 in 6 households are falling behind on their energy bills. Together, that's a whopping $24 billion in unpaid utility debt.
And getting health insurance through your job is about to cost you a lot more. A survey by employer benefits consulting firm Mercer shows that workers can expect to pay 6 to 7% more in premiums next year. Now, some employers say they'll try to keep premium hikes low, but that often means that you'll face higher deductibles and out-of-pocket expenses. On the bright side, though, many companies are offering more plans, options, and some with lower copays depending on your doctor.
Former President Joe Biden recently had surgery to remove skin cancer lesions. In 2023, while still president, Mr. Biden had a lesion removed from his chest that later tested positive for basal cell carcinoma. At the time, a White House physician said all cancerous tissue was successfully removed and the former president would be monitored moving forward. Earlier this year, Mr. Biden was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer that had spread to his bones. He later revealed that he had started taking pill treatments to fight that cancer.
Well, 2 boxing legends are set to meet in the ring next spring. Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather have agreed to an exhibition match. So Tyson is 59 years old, Mayweather is 48 years old. So Mayweather boasts an unbeaten record, 50 wins, 0 losses, and 27 knockouts. Tyson has 50 wins and 7 losses, but packs nearly double the knockouts with 44. So he lost his last fight in November of last year, and Mayweather hasn't fought competitively since 2015, a fight that he won. So no venue or date has been set for the fight as of right now.
Okay. Lego just revealed a new Star Wars Death Star set, and your wallet might feel the force in a big way. The set is part of Lego's Ultimate Collector series. It's also the most expensive Lego set ever, costing nearly $1,000. With over 9,000 pieces, it's the largest Star Wars set to date. The set includes 38 Star Wars minifigures featuring Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and of course, Darth Vader. The set hits stores early next month, and that is today's 9 at 9. All right, KSAT Community Now, and this year marks the 12th year for the Head for the Cure 5K here in San Antonio. It started 11 years ago in honor of KSAT 12's late news director, that man right there, Jim Boyle, who passed away in 2014 from brain cancer.
Well, the race has grown over the years, giving many other families a way to remember and honor their loved ones, including Naomi Olivares, whose son passed away from brain cancer when he was just 11 years old. Naomi and her family participate in the race every year, and this year she's getting support from some of her students at Holmes High School.
My son was such a big energy in a little body. He was so active. He was just a great little kid.
That's how Naomi Olivares likes to remember her son, Gilbert Cordaway, full of energy, happy, and on his skateboard. Gilbert, or Peanut as she lovingly called him, was diagnosed with an aggressive type of brain cancer at just 10 years old. And 9 months later, in February of 2015, at just 11 years old, he passed away. Now, as devastating as it was losing her son, Naomi tells us she has found some comfort in being able to honor him every year at the Head for the Cure 5K.
Every year it's always an emotional roller coaster for sure. It's always really sad, but also a safe place for us to go to, just to be with other people who feel what we feel.
It's just something comforting knowing I'm not alone having to deal with this, being able to tell other people these stories of just how I remember him.
Let's go!
And at this year's race, some of Naomi's students from Holmes High School, where she works as an assistant librarian, will be running at the race to show their support.
What does it mean to you to have this support, not only from your family that's been doing this every year with you, but now to have the support of your school?
It's amazing how fast they were just ready to dive in. It means a lot to me. It really does mean a lot. Like, they were just so willing and ready to do it.
It feels very inspiring and warming that we can help impact that, like make it like head towards the cure for brain cancer.
I have kids, I have 3 kids and a bunch of grandkids, and I think I don't know if I could even, I can't fathom how she would, even does this. It's somebody that we care about, that we want to, honor.
So y'all are doing it for such a great cause. For more than just me, it's a lot of families out there, so thank y'all.
Naomi says she's also thankful to support a race that helps so many.
It's going to a good cause. It's going to the research they need so they can find that cure, so another kid can be able to walk that stage or celebrate another birthday. Nobody needs to go through this, not anybody.
Well, we want to thank Naomi and her family for sharing their story with us. It can get difficult, even though, time has passed. It's hard, bringing up everything.
Sure, every
again.
year.
Then they miss him so much. Again, Peanut was just 11 years old when he passed away from brain cancer.
And a shout out to the Holmes High Schoolers there that are. I have a son who runs cross country at a different school, but I mean that they're already working hard and putting in a lot, as you know. I mean,
yes,
running and everything.
A lot of miles, and but it means a lot.
It
means a lot
it's
to the family.
To them,
that they have that extra support. So so every year they have their family, and this year they have the Holmes High School students as well helping out. So we thank them for that as well.
All right. Well, the race will be here before you know it, but very good.
Yes.
And she'll be emceeing it. So
September 27th.
Thank you. Very good. All right. 9/11 right now, 79 degrees, and still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Well, a North Texas mom turned a school bus nightmare into a game-changing safety device. How our invention keeps kids just one tap away from calling mom, and why every parent needs one.
And can San Antonio stop a project that critics fear will contaminate the city's drinking water? We asked former Mayor Ron Nirenberg, and his answer was pretty clear and blunt. That's next. All right, welcome back. 9:15 now. So can the city or the county put a stop to a controversial development? We're talking about the Wahalote Ranch, a proposed development near Helotes. The plans called for treated sewage to be dumped into Helotes Creek, which feeds San Antonio's main water supply.
Or Sarah Costa spoke with former San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, who says the city can stop this plan, and he's not mincing words about the project.
I say hell no.
Former San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg is determined to protect San Antonio water.
When you have a developer who doesn't even live here coming to build thousands of homes and trying to get taxpayer relief for building a wastewater treatment plant that would put treated wastewater into our water supply, I say hell no.
The proposed Guajolote Ranch development would require a wastewater treatment plant which would treat sewage and then dump it into Helotes Creek watershed, which feeds local aquifers. That's the water supply for San Antonio and 12 other counties. Neighbor Randy Newman has been fighting this development for years.
I always ask myself 3 questions. Who profits, who pays, and who loses? In this case, the developer profits, the home buyers pay, and all the rest of us lose.
The developer, Lennar Construction, has applied for a public improvement district with Bexar County, or a PID. It's a mechanism that requires property owners to pay extra taxes for local improvements. The question viewers keep asking us, can the county or city stop the project? Nirenberg and Newman say yes.
Can that actually happen?
It can actually happen. It is in the law. It's codified in the law that they have the right to turn it down at both the county and the city, or if the county approves it, the city has the right to turn it down.
I can't recall a PID or a municipal district that's being created in a place that would compromise our drinking water.
If the county or the city don't sign off on the public improvement district, the developer can appeal at the state level, which could take years. Nirenberg believes local leaders not only have the right to deny it, but are morally obligated to.
If there is a action that is being requested that would harm the constituents of an elected official, that elected official has an obligation not to go along with it or to support it.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Sarah, for that report.
Okay, on to the weekend here, big football weekend, and perhaps we will just have to stay inside all weekend long and watch football.
Except for the tailgaters tomorrow.
Oh, that is true.
UTSA.
It's not only that, there's some high schoolers going to football tonight. It's football season.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be toasty, sadly. I mean, the turf is normally a few degrees, if not 20 degrees above the air temperature. Adam Caskey at the KSAT Pigskin Classic did take his infrared thermometer to scan the air temperature, the ground temperature of cement, bleachers, and the turf. And the turf was 137 degrees. Don't quote me on that, but it was still 10 to 20, even 30 degrees warmer than the actual air temperature. So that's something to keep in mind, especially when this afternoon we're expected to get to the upper 90s, even some triple digits. So it is going to be toasty for the high schoolers and feeling even warmer as well. So take that in mind, find some shade when you can, drink plenty of water. But then tomorrow is a big day for the UTSA Roadrunners and the Texas State Bobcats. Now, it is here at the Alamo Dome at 2:30, and we are still tracking about a 30% chance of rain, and it's going to be very isolated with those quick downpours. And temperatures even then for the tailgaters will be nice and comfortable. Talking about if you're there bright and early at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., it's going to be 70s. By the afternoon, our peak temperature tomorrow is only 93 degrees. So it is going to be hot a little and still a little toasty as well. So what we're watching, though, is it's also going to be humid tomorrow. And that's because we're tracking the remnants of post-tropical cyclone, and it's going to continue to make its way into areas of Texas, as well as a cold front to the north. Now, that both those factors are going to help play a role into this. However, don't pay attention to the location of all the rain. I'm just showing you this to show you that there is still the chance for all of that moisture to continue to sit in areas of San Antonio. And with that extra moisture, this system and tropical systems are known to give us some heavy downpours because of all that deep tropical moisture giving us that rain-making energy, which is why there is still that potential Sunday and even Monday for some flooding. You don't have to cancel your weekend plans. You can still go out. You just need to be aware that you might want a backup, or you'll need to have the KSAT Weather Authority app handy for Sunday and even as we get into Monday, because there is still that chance for some flooding. And even then, some areas might not see that. Your neighbor might see some heavy rain, but others might not. So here's what you need to expect. There is still that threat for some heavy rainfall at times, but the flooding and the wind threat are still lower associated with this, and we are still in that marginal risk for some heavy rainfall as we go throughout the next week or so. Still about a 60% chance of rain on Sunday and as we get into Monday, and we'll continue to keep you posted even with the cooler temperatures and the rain chances. We'll be right back after the break.
All right, who's hungry?
We all are here.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. Well, it's also the second annual Texas Eats Food Festival coming up on September 20th, so very soon. This is at the Boeing Techport Center, where you can try food from 20 top restaurants from across Texas made by Michelin and James Beard award-winning chefs.
Yes, so if you want to buy tickets, you still have some time to do that. Scan the QR code on your screen, and a portion of the proceeds will benefit the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country, which has already helped so many flood victims from the July 4th flooding. That's what they've done with that money, and so this will help their efforts as well on the 20th.
And time now is 9:25, and we're at 79 degrees for now. Stay with us here on GMSA at 9.
There's still more to come, including some new details emerging about the door that let a shooter into Robb Elementary back in 2022. We're going to show you the warning signs that were ignored for years and why families are demanding the truth 3 years later.
Plus a warning for parents in shirts after 3 disturbing incidents involving attempted child abductions. What police are doing to keep kids safe.
All right, just about 9:30 on this Friday, an exclusive report by CNN has revealed that maintenance records showed that Robb Elementary in Uvalde had door issues long before the tragic shooting.
Well, a work order from April 2022, just a month before the shooting, showed that the west door was not closing properly. And that is the same door that the shooter used to get into the school on May 24th, 2022. To be clear, Uvalde CISD released over 28,000 pages of documents, but they didn't hand it all over at once. It took multiple requests to get everything, and even then, some records like door lock details and certain police communications are still missing.
Teachers say they've been raising concerns for years about doors that would not lock. Families of victims and survivors are frustrated, saying it's hard to move forward when information is slowly coming in.
And Monday, the Uvalde CISD School Board will have an emergency meeting. They're supposed to discuss legal issues and the release of more records. Of course, we will be there.
Well, records obtained by KSAT show Edgewood ISD police claiming that Maribel Gardea resisted arrest at a school board meeting. And you might remember the video right here of Gardea speaking about student public safety during public comments when she went past her time limit at the board meeting. Police say she refused to step down from the podium, and officers were instructed to escort her out. When they tried to handcuff her, police say she fought back. Gardea was charged with disrupting the meeting, trespassing, and resisting arrest, but those charges were dropped a few days later. Edgewood ISD police say that there's no body camera footage, but bystander videos showed officers wearing what looked like body cameras and radios. KSAT investigators reached out to the district for clarification, but so far there's been no response.
Well, a warning to parents with school-aged kiddos. The Schertz Police Department is looking into 3 different incidents involving someone trying to take a child.
So 2 of the incidents happened just this week within 3 days of each other. On September 1st, a 13-year-old girl said that a man asked her to get into his car while she was walking home from school. She did not. Instead, she went home and reported it to police.
Then 2 days later, a 16-year-old walking to school said a man asked her to do something sexual with him. So this happened within a mile of Clemens High School. And then back in July, near FM 78 and Schertz Parkway, a family reported that a man tried to grab their child in an attempted kidnapping.
Schertz police and other law enforcement agencies are investigating all of the incidents. We spoke with people around the neighborhood and sat down with the Schertz police chief about safety in the area.
You have to teach your kids safety and just be alert and always tell your parents if something bad happens.
It's really scary. Like I said, we have a 1-year-old and 2-year-old who's here all day, and so it's they're just outside, we're worried.
Traveling in routes or pathways that you're familiar with, and if all possible, you travel with another friend or a group of friends, and then at all times, you should never talk to a stranger or get into a stranger's vehicle.
We'll go ahead and take a look at your screen right now. Schertz police are still searching for this man from the July attempted kidnapping incident. You can find it and share the picture with others in the community by looking on KSAT.com.
All right, speaking of staying safe, a mother in North Texas created her own must-have safety device after a mix-up on her 4-year-old daughter's very first school bus ride.
So this can ensure every child is just one tap away from a phone call to mom. So here's ABC's Danny New with that story.
If necessity is the mother of invention, then it makes sense why this mother suddenly felt the need to get a little inventive.
Tap for emergency contact.
Donna Duke here spoke with our station in Dallas just after her 4-year-old daughter's first ever bus ride home from school did not go smoothly.
On the way home, the driver didn't know what stop she was to get off at.
Donna says there was an error and the driver asked her daughter for her mom's number to try and figure out her stop.
She normally would know my number, but she was pretty, dysregulated. And so she was just crying.
Thankfully, she made it home safely, but enter Donna's 3D printer and a weekend of research.
Googled it, learned how to 3D print it.
Donna looked into how to make something called an NFC, which stands for Near Field Communication. It's the same technology your phone uses to make contactless payments.
Anyone can make them.
By scanning this keychain on a smartphone, a parent's number will immediately pop up.
And then I put it on my kid's backpack and texted the teacher to try it. And she wrote me back that it worked.
Now there will always be a way to reach Donna quickly in an emergency.
Thursday she had one, and then on Friday my friends were like, I want one.
So her friends encourage her to open her own Etsy page, even though Donna said she never expected so much interest. However, with Texas becoming one of the latest states to ban cell phone use in school, she says many parents want one of her keychains for peace of mind.
Just trying to help out my daughter.
Danny New, ABC News, New York.
Well, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office warning of a potential Bitcoin scam, and so far 2 people have reported callers pretending to be BCSO officers and demanding payment for fake charges. So this has led some of the victims paying a combined total of $75,000. Keep in mind the scammers sent official-looking documents and spoofed a number that looked like it was from the Sheriff's Department. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office saying they will never ask for payment over the phone, or they'll never ask for Bitcoin.
Okay, well, we are asking for live cam right now to take a look outside and show you, I guess, a partly cloudy Friday, some blue sky to be seen, and I know a lot of anticipation toward the weekend and the possible rain chances, Shelby.
Yeah, and we've been talking about why we're seeing the clouds, what you can expect, and yes, there is still some rain chances, but today's still going to be a good day to go outside. Yes, it's still going to be toasty, but it's still going to be a good, normal Texas Friday. Temperatures right now sitting in the 70s and 80s, 82 in New Braunfels, 81 in Del Rio. Now, throughout the next few hours, we're going to continue to see the dew point temperatures or that humidity decrease. It's going to be a pleasant day today, but tomorrow is when we really start to see some of that moisture arrive from post-tropical cyclone Lorena, and that's going to make it feel a little muggy even in the afternoon tomorrow. 30% chance of rain due to that chance for that extra showers and extra moisture and being able to produce a quick light shower or quick downpour. But Sunday's the day we're watching for more heavier rainfall into San Antonio, and even then it's going to be very isolated. Not everyone is going to see that chance for heavy rainfall, but where we do see, it can drop a few inches of rain, and that's why we do want to give you that warning that it might be able to cause some street flooding, some low water crossings, but once again, it's not going to be widespread. You don't have to cancel your weekend plans. I'll give you another look of your future cast coming into today and tomorrow, plus how much moisture is in the atmosphere coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Shelby. No rain out there with these TransGuide cameras. Looking over at I-35 Southwest Military, things are moving. And then on the TxDOT website, it still says there's a crash there at I-35 at Division. But last check at the camera, it looked like things were actually finally moving.
All right, your nominations for San Antonio's top businesses in the SA Picks 2025 contest are in. And we're talking thousands of nominations across nearly 100 categories, more than 19,000 votes just so far.
So you can scan that QR code right on your screen to see all of the finalists, and you have from now until September 20th to vote, and you can vote for each category once per day. We will announce the winners in late September.
Very good. All right, 9:37, 79 degrees right now. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Well, coming up, toddler towers are popular for helping the kiddos join in the fun, but are they safe? An investigation reveals hidden dangers in many models that parents need to know about. Welcome back. It's 9:41, and toddler towers like this one have become a must-have in many homes with young children, giving kids a boost to cook, play, and learn alongside their parents.
Right, but a new Consumer Reports investigation has uncovered some serious safety hazards, with many popular models raising questions about the safety risks families may not see. Our Patty Santos has more.
Yes, it was. Did you guys eat all that avocado? Joey Galom's daughters love making dinner with their mom, thanks to a little boost from a toddler tower.
I think having access to cooking with me at my level, and again, learning some of those chopping skills, tasting food with me, seeing what I'm doing, mixing things, that was such a special thing for us to share and be able to cook in the kitchen.
With guardrails and other safety features designed to prevent falls, toddler towers are marketed as a safer alternative to a chair or step stool. But reports of kids falling out or tipping over in the towers surfaced both to the Consumer Product Safety Commission and in online reviews.
There's a really wide range of quality in toddler towers on the market, and safety standards have not been established yet for how they're made or tested.
Consumer Reports conducted its own independent tests of 16 popular models. The results?
13 of the 16 towers we looked at failed our stability test.
Consumer Reports stability test simulates what happens when a child leans to one side of the tower or climbs up one side. CR reached out to the manufacturers. The 6 who responded said their products passed internal safety tests. The test results may sound alarming, but Consumer Reports said it's important to follow basic safety precautions when using a toddler tower. If you're shopping for one, look for a strong, wide base and a heavy frame with a low center of gravity and movable parts you can't adjust without tools. Avoid large cutouts or wide rails. Kids can't get stuck in them. And make sure the top guardrail is above your child's belly button while they're standing on the tower. Also remember to use the tower on level floors and check the screws and fasteners regularly to make sure they're tight. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Well, and another reminder, when your kids can reach the kitchen counter, there's a whole new level of danger. We're talking about knives, glassware, or even a hot stove. So a quick round of child-proofing can help keep kitchen time safe time.
Great reminders. Okay, very good. It's a Friday. That means another episode of Pickup Lines is out. And really enjoyed the conversation this week, sitting down with Army veteran Earl Fontenot of the Wounded Warrior Project. So he grew up in Colorado and comes from a family of military service. Earl's grandparents served in both World War II. There they are right there. And the Korean War. His dad served in Vietnam. That's his dad right there. Now, the events of 9/11 prompted Earl to enlist in the Army, and he was deployed soon after that, serving 2 tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. But coming back home after all of that was not easy at all.
So within a few months of getting back to Colorado, I ended up getting arrested at a bar fight. That was probably one of my, first biggest wake-up calls. My then girlfriend, who thankfully now is my wife, she, God bless her, she dealt with a lot with me. She became pregnant with our son, who's just started college, and then she left me. She moved all the way back to Pennsylvania. So
Really?
I had a lot of things to figure out. But the VA was always there. Wasn't as good as it is now. So I started, trying to get help. But it wasn't until 2010, the first of many. But at the time, my best friend committed suicide. And that was probably the biggest kick to the gut I could have ever gotten. And it turned my life around right there. I went to the first outreach event with the Wounded Warrior Project, and a gentleman said, "What do you want to do with the rest of your life?" I said, I want to end veteran suicide. I don't want anybody else to ever go through this again. So he got me signed up in Warriors to work.
And there you have it. So that's what Earl is doing right now with the Wounded Warrior Project. So he also talks in the episode about how, he nearly lost his wife to his drinking. They are happily married now with kids and everything, but he continues his work with the Wounded Warrior Project to help end veteran suicide. The latest episode of Pickup Lines premieres at 5:30 this evening and replays at 7:30 on the free KSAT Plus app, or you can watch it right now at KSAT.com. Just search Pickup Lines.
I think it's kind of a good reminder that everyone kind of goes through everything too.
You just never know. I appreciate he was very candid, and I appreciate
very open
that.
about
Yeah,
it too.
yeah.
Yes.
One thing that people can, I hopefully smile about is the weather. I mean, we get a little bit for everyone. We get the warmth today, we get some cooler temperatures, and we get the rain chances. So today we're expected to get to about 99 degrees in San Antonio. And then this weekend, we are expecting our temperatures to cool down ever so slightly into the 80s and even those low 90s. But with that, it's because of the rain chances that we're seeing the temperatures kind of drop. But don't worry, we bounce back up to the 90s and those mid 90s later on next week. But we also start to see the rain chances for some tonight, but we're not expecting widespread. But really starting tomorrow morning is when we're tracking that chance. Maybe most of the showers and storms are going to be well to the north tonight into tomorrow. But what we're watching is a chance for some isolated showers tomorrow morning. Now, this could have some impact or inconvenience if you are wanting to go tailgate for the UTSA Texas State game. But what we're watching is just very sporadic, very isolated, quick showers and downpours tomorrow. Still going to have a 30% chance in that coverage for showers and storms tomorrow, but that's not going to be the day that is going to give us the heavier amount. That actually comes on Sunday. So what we're watching on Sunday is starting off just with those quick showers and thunderstorms. Now, we're starting to get some of our higher resolution weather models, which are typically better at understanding as the tropical moisture comes off of the Pacific, and it doesn't go out as far. So you'll want to check back with Adam Caskey tonight, as he'll be able to give you the latest update in tomorrow morning with Sarah Spivey. But right now we go until about 7 a.m. on Sunday, and you can really start to see those quick little downpours that could produce some heavy rain at times. Now, that's all because of that tropical moisture from what is post-tropical cyclone Lorena, and it's going to continue to bring in all that Pacific moisture and all that deep tropical moisture we're used to. And anytime we see, most of the time at least, we see those heavy downpours that could produce some isolated street flooding or even some flooding, that's because there's a lot of rich tropical moisture, whether it be Gulf moisture, which we're used to considering we're right on the Gulf, or we see some of that Pacific moisture. And that's going to have an impact for us this weekend. Now, this is going to be Sunday into Mondays when we're watching that chance for some flooding, but not everyone is going to see it, so you don't have to get rid of all your weekend plans. Here's a look at some of the forecasted rainfall totals. It doesn't show the exact amount because this is still a global model and it doesn't necessarily idealize the Pacific moisture and how much there is in the atmosphere. But one thing I think it does do well is showing you that it is going to be isolated. I'll take a few little rainfall totals for you just so you can kind of get a picture where you go from Rock Springs, or even we'll take this little one in Kerrville or outside of Kerrville. You take that little, some areas could see 2 inches, but your neighbor just down the street, let's say 10, 15 miles, might get less than an inch. So it's definitely going to be important to keep the KSAT Weather Authority app handy, because not everyone is going to see the rain this weekend. It's going to be isolated. You might get some rain, you might get no rain at all. So we'll continue to keep you posted. We still have a 60% chance of rain here this weekend, but temperatures though, if you don't like the rain, don't worry. It's going to be a little cooler in the low 90s, upper 80s, and then returning back to the mid to upper 90s next week.
Gotcha. Well, if there's no rain tomorrow for the UTSA Texas State game, hopefully there'll be some cloud cover for all the tailgaters out there.
And it's going to be humid too.
So prepare for that.
We'll go inside the Alamo Dome then.
And cool off. Yes, good idea.
Very good. Well, I think they're going to talk UTSA football and SA Live, but I'm sure there are many other topics to discuss as well. Fiona, I see you're outside the studio today. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, we are standing where all the magic is going to happen for the Shrine Glow Circus, which is in town tonight and through the weekend. And joining me right now is Rulito, the comedian and clown. All right. Tell us, who are we watching right here?
Here is the star of tomorrow. He's the future of our circus generation. That is little Kevin. He's a sensational juggler hailing from a family from Mexico. He is 5th generation. So we're keeping the magic, keeping going, you know?
And that's just one. Just a little piece
of
what folks can expect.
So it's circus time. Well, It's glow time. Well, actually, it's both. It's the Shrine Glow Circus. This year, we bring an action-packed, one-of-a-kind glow production in the big arena. We will present wonders of one-of-a-kind. 3 rings of action, aerialists, acrobats, daredevils, animals, clowns. There's a little bit for everybody. I promise you, from the little kid to the big 9-year-old adult is gonna have a blast. From beginning to end, it's circus time.
All right, we're gonna have more here from the Shrine Glow Circus at the top of the show, but it is football season and we got the big games coming up like you just heard, including tonight's matchup between UTSA and Texas State. So we wanna know, which team are you rooting for? Scan that QR code. We wanna see how you are sharing your spirit. And speaking of spirit, Jen got a lot of that, right?
That's right, Fiona. We are pumped, aren't we, guys? Yes, we are here at UTSA this morning. Now, this is the battle of I-35, UTSA versus Texas State. So this is going to be a big one. Lots of people are preparing to go to the game. We're going to tell you everything you need to know. There's a new zone for students. There's family fun that starts pretty early if you're going to go out there, and everything else you need to know. If you want to get tickets, we'll let you know if they're still available. But I know one thing's for sure. We are ready. Right, guys? Yeah, let's go. We can do it.
And Jada checks out a brand new Western-themed sports bar in town that's hosting their first tailgate this weekend. So cheers to that. And Jada is also celebrating National Pizza Day.
I sure am, and I am standing inside of Pizza Royalty at the newest pizza spot here in San Antonio. It's been open for only about 8 weeks. It is called Round Table Pizza Royalty, and coming up in the show, we're gonna have so many different types of pizzas for you guys to, well, for me to try and for me to encourage you guys to try. But for now, I want you guys to check out something that we have not seen in a while. Actually, it's a salad bar. It's gonna have so many different types of flavors, and we want you guys to see this because pizza is the main attraction here. But for all my healthy eaters, you guys can have a good time here as well. But don't go anywhere. There's a lot more in store for the show. I'll see you guys soon.
TikTok is out with its songs of the summer. Topping the list of viral music on the platform is Jess Glynne's 2015 hit, Hold My Hand. TikTok says the song has been used in over 9 million videos. Jeezy's Soul Survivor and the Black Eyed Peas' Rock That Body round out the top 3.
This is what fans have been waiting for.
As the upcoming Bruce Springsteen biopic nears its release date, the boss himself now says he's planning to release a deluxe edition of his album, Nebraska. It'll feature previously unreleased electric versions of some of his classic songs. Look for it October 17th.
You seen JD? No, I have not. Would you like to know why? He isn't coming in today.
The cast of the upcoming Scrubs reboot continues to fill out. John C. McGinley, who played Dr. Perry Cox through the original show's run, will reprise his role in the new version. He joins Zach Braff, Donald Faison, and Judy Reyes.
'Cause when it's on sight, it's on sight.
Two-time Grammy winner Justin Bieber has dropped a new album. Swag 2 is a follow-up to Swag, the album the pop star released earlier this summer. That one marked Bieber's first album in 4 years. And he was Beetlejuice, he was Batman, and today he's the birthday boy. Michael Keaton is turning 74. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
I don't believe it.
Mr. Mom, don't forget. I mean,
Oh, that too. That's
yeah.
right. Wow, 74. Okay, well, he looks great.
Yeah, he does.
Speaking of movies, make sure to bring a blanket or your lawn chairs because tonight you can see a free movie. This is happening at the Rock at La Cantera. It's hosting First Friday Flicks, where they host a free movie screening every first Friday of the month. And today they are showing Lilo and Stitch at 7 p.m. Cute movie, by the way. So food and beverages will also be available for purchase over there.
All right, one last look outside of the roads here. It's been, we've had a pretty quiet commute, and I think that continues here. 410 at New Braunfels, things looking really good. But again, we'll finish strong here with one last look at the weather and the weekend, the potential for some weekend rain, Shelby.
So we're still watching that correctly. You're right, Ernie, on Sunday. Now, we do still have that marginal risk for some heavy rainfall for us here in San Antonio. 60% chance of rain as we go into Sunday, and then into Monday morning. Temperature is still going to be a little cooler where we watch that. It's going to be very isolated. Not everyone's going to be receiving the rain, so definitely please check back with us. Don't cancel your plans. Just maybe have a backup option just in case.
Got the KSAT weather app on the phone. It's still free.
Yes, and it comes in handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be following that very closely. But sometimes, you know, it helps looking at it hour by hour as well.
And if there's anything, we'll jump on.
Indeed. You guys are great about that. So
Thank
very
you,
good. Okay. Well, you guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll keep it right here. SA Live starts right now.
Celebrating San Antonio with the city's #1 lifestyle and variety show.